All righty then. What is up, everybody? Y'all ready for a fun show? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Could be controversial. Who knows? But we got a great one on store. Y'all stick around for this intro, and then we'll be ready to go.
This is Bill Purvis with Chicken Fried Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Boom.
Boom, Bill Purvis says from Chicken Fried Barbecue. You are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. We are back after a 1-week hiatus. I did come to you live from the Royal. We did do an after show last week from the Tomball VFW. Y'all know what to do. Welcome back. I'm talking to myself. Welcome back, Rob. Yeah, we're back. Back from the Royal, back from a couple of days out there. But thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know where to be at this time, a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. You are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. I am your host, Rob Barochin. I'm coming to you from not the Tomball VFW, but I am coming to you from the Bullhorn Barbecue headquarters in Cypress, Texas. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back here hosting this show from the house, from the casa. So, hey, guys, thank y'all for tuning in, however you're finding us, either on Facebook or on YouTube or on the Twitches, or maybe some of y'all are listening to it just on podcast. So however you're doing it, I appreciate it very much. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a full packed show tonight. We're going to have Mr. Tim Esh from Tiny E BBQ. He was on the after show last week, but I told him you're going to get a full show after the performance he did over in Kansas City. We'll talk to Tim about that. I did tease that Case kicked a field goal. I mean, kind of kicked a field goal. He kicked the ball He didn't make a field goal. So I have that video for you today. I did tease the power rankings. We've been teasing that for about 3 weeks. Well, guess what, people? There may be some butts hurt because we are going to reveal this month's version, October's version of the power rankings. And we'll go over all of that, what that means, what power rankings are. We'll give a good description of what they are and how they will change from month to month. So the power rankings from the So Smoking Gooder Show. And I did take a lot of everybody's input. I even had some sources that I will not reveal that helped me compose this list of the top power rankings, and we'll go over that here in a minute. What else did I say? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the KCBS Points Chase. Those are tightening up as I think we're coming to the last 2 months, or last month really, for both KCBS and CBA. That race is definitely tightening up. So we got a full show for you tonight. But before we get to any and all that, let's see who is in the chat. Daddy Dutch, my buddy. Boom. Thank you for noticing. How was the day one Tomball champ? That's me. I'm fine. Thank you for being first, Daddy Dutch. Jared McCrory, good to see you. Carlos Calzada, just doing well out on the trail right now, my man. Michael Sistruck, hello, buddy. Barbecue fan. I still do not know who Barbecue fan is. I want to know. Tim Kirkendall, pleasure hanging out with you and your lovely wife at the American Royal. Such a big help. I will go over all that as well. Greg Minotti, what's up, buddy? Roddy Trevino, where is your intro, Roddy? Where is your intro? We got 2 of these guys. Congrats to you and Bill. Yes, thank you very much. Bill Purvis, who y'all saw kicked off the show. Yes, I do have some new intro spots. Sean Strader, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Kevin Wise, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Tim Crawford, what is up? Team Rec Tech in the house. Harold Williamson, hello. Who else? We got Carmen Breeden. She is coming to us from the Jack, and she says to play the clip. Okay. All right. I can do that. I can do that for you guys.
Hey, everybody. Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
There it is, Miss Carmen. That was Mr. Phil. Good luck to both of you this weekend. They are coming. They are in Lynchburg, Tennessee, at the Jack. We may even have somebody coming to us live from the Jack. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it could. It could. All right. Who else we got? Brandon Flores. Hello, buddy. How are you? Vincent with Reggie Q. How are you? Ty Cobb. Good job this weekend at the Tomball VFW. Tomball VFW is in the house. Speaking of that, yes, Phil, I already played it. Jonathan Barton. Hey, buddy. Doing well, doing well. Tom and Belle Clark. How are you guys? Rick Mail. All right, we're getting, Jackie Milligan's in the house. She's still recovering from what? I don't know. Derek Bernal, GC, coming off a GC this weekend. We'll say your name later in the show. Michael De La Garza, barbecue fan. Who is barbecue fan? Hector, thank you. Stephen Pfeiffer, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. All right, Tim Woolridge, Robert Liao, I saw you, and Miss Shell Leach. How are you? All right, that's going to do the rundown. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate that. Already at 50,000, as you can see. As you can see, I am Han Solo tonight. No Case Han. He contacted me a little earlier and said he would not be able to make it. That is okay. We are going to be Han Solo, and we're going to be just fine. All right. Let's see what we want to do next. I think it's time to bring in the guest of the show. This man killed it at the American Royal in Kansas City. He's been doing well quite a bit all season long. We're going to get him on the show right now. We're talking about Tim Esh from Tiny E BBQ. How are you, my man?
Hey, Rob. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. I'm doing great. Probably not as great as you are. You're probably coming off a nice high after last weekend and obviously the American Royal a couple weekends ago. So the last 10 days have been pretty favorable for you, my man. How are things with you in the Tiny E world?
It's probably, the best we've ever done up to this point. So it still hasn't sunk in yet. So I'm just enjoying it while I can, because, you don't stay on top forever, and that's how it goes. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying everyone congratulating me, and all the people that have talked to me about it. And yeah, it's great. That's all I got to say.
So is this your first time on the show, Tim?
First time on your show, yeah.
First time on my show. I appreciate that, you joining us for the first time on the show. Congratulations. It only takes well, we'll go over what you did, but it doesn't just take that. I'm sorry you haven't been on the show previous, but man, you are having a great season. All right, so for those who don't know Tiny E BBQ or Tim Esh, would you please introduce yourself, my man?
Yeah, I'm out of Allen, Texas. Tiny E BBQ. The name is from my military days. That was my call sign when I was in the Navy, Tiny. And nice. Then my logo is a take of my squadron logo. So instead of having a bomb and a submarine, it has ribs and fire. So I modified that for my logo for that. I think I've been cooking since probably 2013 when I did my first contest with my little green Brinkman. And then I've kind of picked it up over there. I've done a lot of local IBCA, Lone Star. And then I started getting into KCBS a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed that. So I started doing more of that. I really enjoy CBA as well. And then we started Outlaw this year. And Outlaw has really taken off. And I enjoy the Outlaws a lot, because that's bringing a lot of fun, the old school, back to barbecue. So that's kind of where I've been, and this is my best year at KCBS. Before I've been doing it and I've been enjoying it, but this is the first year I've started to have some good success with it.
Well, you are kind of in North Texas, so the KCBS contests aren't that far out of reach. What kind of attracted you to doing that style of cooking? And you said you enjoyed it a lot. Tell me about why. What brought you over there, and what kept you there for a little while? Because I remember it seemed like you were doing quite a few of those.
I did a couple of them, see them on TV like everybody else to start with, and you figure them out. I think the first one I ever did was with, I teamed up with Chuck Falder, and we did a Sam's Club when they had that Sam's Club series a couple of years ago.
I remember that. Yep.
I had no idea what we were getting into, and you got the big wigs like, Butcher and Donnie Teal and all those guys were in it. And here's, Tiny E and Chuck over there with the pop-up, our first ever KCBS. Got into that, and I enjoyed it. It's a different kind of cooking. It's a different timeline. It's just something different. So I think you kind of, if you stick with one type of cooking in your local area, that's fine, but I got a little, I'm not saying bored with it, but I wanted to venture out a little bit more and get out of my comfort zone. So I started doing KCBS. I didn't have a lot of success at first, but I tried to figure it out. I took a class or two, adapted to my drums, and I started winning a little bit, or getting some calls. And then I kind of became friends with some of the Oklahoma guys and some more of the KCBS teams, and they kind of pulled me under their wing and took care of me. And then it took off, and then I started getting more calls, and it's very enjoyable.
You're definitely a well-rounded cook because of it. You can cook. You mentioned.
Are you saying that because of my figure, or because of my?
No, not at all. But just because you can do, like you mentioned, 4 different techniques, maybe 5. I don't know. You're doing CBA, IBCA,
BCA. I go to Louisiana.
BCA. A lot of those are real close to it. I've never done an Outlaw yet, but I would kind of imagine it's kind of the you mentioned it, taking it back the way it used to be. So it's probably seems like something that I would be used to. Then you've done some CBAs, which are, a little different, extra pork, hour turn-ins. And then you also, you do well in the KCBS realm. For those that do not know, this man right here on the invitational day 1, he got the last call of the day. He got first place brisket. I happened to be sitting right behind him. It was so cool to watch because, they're talking about how, the first place brisket, 180, what you get for winning first place brisket. And of course, people that had not heard their name at that point, everybody's hoping it's them. And when that final call comes down where they say Tiny E BBQ, and I was sitting right behind you, you fell to the ground. Yeah. You fell out of your chair. It was such a great response.
Whoever thinks it would be them, right? And I've had a couple people come up like, man, we're so happy for you. We didn't expect it, but we were so happy. I'm like, yeah, you and me both, right? Because,
Roddy's in. Epic call in response at
Roddy.
The Royal. Yes, Tom and Bell, amazing job. That's awesome. No, it was great. And how'd you feel about your cook that day? I mean, it's the Royal. There's at that point, a record amount of invitational teams too. I think there were 255 day one. So for you to finish first place brisket out of the invitational, which are all grand champions, right? That are invited to cook that's got to be special.
It was a good cook. I mean, my chicken I wasn't happy with. I don't know if you know that, but I'm allergic to chicken. I've never tasted my own chicken. So if I eat it, my throat swells up. So it's not like a peanut allergy. I can touch it and do everything. But I got second this week in chicken and tomball, but I have no idea what it tastes like. But my chicken I thought was okay, but it didn't feel right because I had frozen it before I took it there, and I don't normally do that. And it was just a little off. Ribs I thought were good. Pork, I kind of go either way. And brisket I thought was good because I had been doing pretty well in brisket up to that point. I got a first the week before up in Alvord, but I didn't think it was like first place brisket because I got a first place brisket years ago in Bedford in CBS, and that was just by pure luck. I mean, I'll just say it was pure luck that I got it.
So in all the years of cooking, you've only had a couple of first place briskets?
No, in KCBS.
Oh, in KCBS. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I've had more in other sanctioned bodies, and I had one, like I said, the week before in Alvord before I went to the Royal. Excuse me. And so when I cooked it that day, I looked and I thought it's pretty good, but I never in my dreams thought it would be 180 first place good. So
no, that's would you do the WAG or the prime?
I do Imperial Wagyus.
Nice. Yeah, that is for me. For that, you cook those a lot in Texas too, or is it mainly are you saving?
I have started, I do some cook-offs. I'll do primes. It depends on, but I've kind of found my groove on these Wagyus, and they've been doing well all over the place, and they're not that expensive. So I've been picking up and using them because some people don't like the Imperials, but they seem to work for me.
How do you feel the judges react to a Wagyu? Obviously, it's a tender cut, but it also has a different. To me, it has a different mouthfeel and
it does. So it depends where you are. Like you get out some of these Fort Worth areas and north, you got your guys who are salt, pepper, Texas style brisket, and they're looking for a good prime.
Yep.
But I'm beginning to become a believer that if you cook a good Wagyu and you have the right flavor and there's a certain texture you have to hit with them, and it's just like a holy crap texture. I don't know how to explain it. And I think if you hit that, I think that's going to hit most places that you go with your flavor profile.
Yeah, and that was amazing. So what? So you said it still hadn't really sunk in. I saw your family put a world champion on your.
Yeah, it was Jack Cashman your lawn. And other buddies up here. I came home and they had stuck one of those, it's a boy or it's a girl sign in your yard, but it said world champion. So that was awesome, man. That was cool. I did not expect that, but yes, that was great.
So things like that, which are different, right? That's never happened coming home from a contest. So it's special. Has anything else kind of stepped out or jumped out to you for winning first place brisket other than carrying that awesome, beautiful trophy home?
Yeah, I get a lot of people on Facebook wanting to friend you now. So I don't know who they are, but anyways, nothing much changed. I still have to go to work and, still the daily life and still have to do the home chores.
And then talk about day two. You follow that up, the Open, 500 teams.
So day two, we made a little bit of adjustment on our pork, and chicken was about the same, ribs were about the same. But the brisket, I had a buddy of mine that flew in from El Paso. He and I were in the Navy together. He came and helped, and he doesn't know anything about barbecue. He's not a barbecue guy or anything. And his comment, I gave him the brisket the second day. I'm like, hey, Ponch, how was it? He goes, I don't know. He goes, but it's the same as you did yesterday. I said, okay, well, that's
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up 6th overall in the Open with the brisket. So.
1st and 6th, and then overall, weren't you in the
5th? I was 5th overall in the Open. I think 500 and some teams in that one. So my pork was 30 some. My ribs were still 100 some, but my chicken was 90. I don't remember the numbers, but I know I had a 30 some pork and that 6 brisket, I think. And I had a pretty high score that day as well. My brisket was 179.6 that day.
Wow. And you were 6th overall for
6th
that.
Overall.
Shell says she's sending a friend request
I see that,
now. Yeah, that Tim, a lot of guys that watch this show sometimes say, hey, when you talk to these guys, but y'all don't really talk any technique. So Tim's asking if there's any pineapple in your cooking processes.
Yeah, so that's a whole insight. Yeah, Tim was there was 3 of us that traveled up there together, and we were in the grocery store, and I stuck a pineapple in his cart. And if you don't know what that means, Google it, and you'll find out what a pineapple in your shopping cart means. Anyways,
tell us.
That means you're looking for swingers in the grocery store. So I
knew
stuck
what
one
it,
in
I
his
knew what it
cart.
meant. I just wanted you to say it.
So we kept the pineapple and we brought it up to the Royal, and I get up in the morning to light my smoker. I lift my lid and there it's in my smoker, so the pineapple just kind of found its way around for the weekend. And then I took it last week, the same pineapple, down to Tomball, and it seemed to work that weekend. And it's still not rotten, so it's going to McKinney with me this weekend to see how
So
it
it's your
works.
lucky pineapple.
I don't know if it's luck, but I'm not going to get rid of it until it's rotten.
Until hey, whatever works, right? Keep carrying
That's
it
right.
around, and you followed that out. I said it's been a great 10 days or so. You followed it up this weekend in the Johnny Trigg Shootout, which is a KCBS series that was going on. I think there were 5 of them that happened all over the state of Texas. That happened here at the Tomball VFW. I got to cook in that. That was my first time to participate in the Johnny Trigg Shootout. Mr. Rod Gray was also down here. He's the new president and CEO of I don't know if he's president and CEO. He's the new president of KCBS. He was here as well. And you followed that up again the next weekend with a you weren't the GC, but you did well that day. What'd you wind up with?
I got RGC. I got a second chicken. My ribs were 10th. I think my pork was 4th, and then brisket was 2nd. Chicken fry beat me in brisket, and he got grand, and I got reserve. And I was competing for the series against Manuel Moreno from Chingon, and he flew down from Amarillo and borrowed Danny Reagan's pit.
Yep.
And cooked on that. So he had a big challenge. I actually brought some of his meat to him because he was having trouble finding meat. So that's what you do as barbecue guys. Even though the guy you're trying to beat, I still brought him his meat because I want him to. I want to beat. You want to be fair and square with him.
Yeah, you want to beat them at their best, right? You don't want to hinder them in any way. But I was able to witness that. Yeah, you walked away with the overall grand champion for the series. So it's been a great couple of weeks for Tiny E BBQ.
It has. It's been the time that the highlight of my career so far. So I don't know where you go from here, but down. I don't know. But.
Well, there's. How about QU that weekend? We're going to talk about him a little later.
That guy's incredible. I didn't know who he was until that weekend, and then the first day, and then the second day they called his name again. I'm like, holy crap.
I don't think anybody knew who he was. Even the KCBS guys were like, I'm not sure who this guy is. The ones that we really know, like Bill and Phil, that do a lot of the competitions out there, they really didn't know. Roddy, I was gonna bring that up. CBA rep, outlaw rep, living in perfect harmony. Oh yeah. So I was gonna bring that up. Let's talk about some of the barbecue. You're involved in barbecue quite a bit now. You're not only a badass cook, but you're also involved with the new Outlaw Barbecue Association. We really haven't had a lot of discussion about that, although I do promote the events that you guys do and some of the results that you guys have. But talk about the Outlaw Barbecue Association. How did it start? Why did it start? Tell me, tell me how the operation works, because I don't know. I haven't cooked one yet.
So what happened was, IBCA has changed some of the rules, and we were trying to work with them and see about, the new rules and everything. And there was a bunch of cooks that were kind of missing the old way, the old school barbecue, because if you look at it now, you have KCBS, CBA, you have Lone Star, IBCA. And so there's a bunch of different sanctioning bodies, but none of them, other than Lone Star, maybe, we're kind of back to the old school where cooking started in Texas before the internet, before all these sanctioning bodies. So a bunch of us got together up here in Region 1, formed Outlaw Barbecue Association, and it's basically back to old school barbecue. You cook 3 meats, turn in. Go ahead.
Now I was going to ask you, what does that mean, old school barbecue?
So it's a 2 through 10 score. Judges off the street. It's not a complicated system. It's just an overall, taste, texture, like the old school, like Lone Star kind of is, and obviously it used to be. And then what we did is we modified that scoring system to reward consistency. So if you get a chicken call and a brisket or a rib call, you get 3 extra points to your overall score. If you get 3 calls, you get a total of 6, an additional 3, total of 6 to your overall score. So it rewards consistency, and we call most that go to final table. So you can get points for chicken down to 12th place and maybe 15, depending on the size of the table. So it's a cumulative score, puts it together. We've done a couple things that our goal in Outlaw is to grow the sport. So what we've been doing is we lowered the head cook age to 14, and you can cook if you're 14 years or older with an adult until you're 18. And that's to promote the high school teams to start to come out. We also allow 2 teams to cook on 1 pit. So if your neighbor's always wanted to cook, but that can't afford a pit or doesn't have a pit, you get him out, he tries it, hey, he likes it, he goes and buys a pit, and now you got another team. last week in Keller, we had 11 first-time teams cook in Keller, which is a lot for a barbecue. And I think this weekend in McKinney, we're up to at least 2 that I know of coming that have never cooked before.
How many teams are you finding are sharing pits?
We've had 2 or 3 so far, not a lot. And people were worried about what were the rules. How are you going to prevent them from cheating and all this? Well, we're not going to be rule mongers. We're out there to have people have fun. So we're not we don't do a points chase because of that, because we don't want people intimidated by, okay, here's 4 dudes coming up from South Texas to try to get points for this series, because you run into that in some of the other organizations, and that's out there if people want to do that. But this is more of a geared towards your backyard local guy who does 3 or 4 a year. And we also try to cater to the big cooks, because everything we do now is becoming a state championship. So I think I know of 2 or 3 guys from down the Austin area are coming up to McKinney this weekend for the state championship and that kind of stuff. So that's our goal, is to grow that. And, I don't think we're trying to be nationwide, all that, because there's other sanctioning bodies. If you want to chase points, or I'm not going to say be more serious, but have a higher level of intensity, I guess, then there are organizations out there for that. And we're not trying to be one of those.
That sounds great. Jackie Milligan asked the question, is Outlaw staying in their region, or are y'all open?
No, we're not. We're open to others. We're just kind of limited. It took off way faster than we thought, and we only have a certain amount of head judges now. So we're trying to expand our head judges. And actually, I talked to some guys last week at the Royal who want to come down here and watch 1 or 2 and maybe get some reps up in Kansas, because they're all they have up there is KCBS, and they want some kind of backyard option up there. So we are not at all opposed to expanding. We just it's gone really fast, and we're trying to keep, as the CBA guys know, you start something and all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, how do we keep up with this? So
yeah, it's a lot of quick growth right now.
I will say this, we get along really well with all the other organizations, and there is room enough in Texas for everyone. So our goal is to get people out cooking, because if people are turned off and don't come out, 2 years from now, who are you competing against, right?
I do love the age. I do love that aspect. I think that's really cool. And the shared pits, I mean, I don't see that as a big issue as a competitor. If they want to share a pit, whatever. We have pellet smokers out there that maintain a certain temperature. So if people want to share a pit and do that, yes, amen. Room for all. Roddy says, let's do a double header soon.
Yeah, we've been talking to Roddy about that and trying to figure out a time and a place. It's growing so fast, and we're trying to take care of the cooks we have this year already, and then we're trying to grow that. And we are having an end of the year shootout, or that's a roundup. We call it the Outlaw Roundup. It's 3 and 4 December in Granbury. So we're going to do, and this is kind of experimental, the guys who the teams, guys and girls who qualified for a grand or a reserve are qualified for the invitational. And then everybody else is in the open. So what'll happen is you'll go up, like I qualified for the invitational. So I'll walk up at 1 o'clock with 2 boxes of chickens, 1 for the invitational, 1 for the open. And then at 2 o'clock, I come up with 2 boxes of ribs, 1 for each, and then 2 boxes of brisket, 1 for each. So we did it that way to have it one day, because we didn't want to tie up 2 days, 2 weeks before Christmas, and it's our first year. So we're trying to see how that goes. I think we eventually want to get it into an end of the year event where, it may be a 2-day event, or, we may be even working with some other organizations, to talk about a King of Texas type cook-off, where you have one weekend with a couple different sanctioning bodies, and whoever is the highest out of all of them is the, King of Texas, or whatever you want to call it.
Vincent Regino, Reggie Q, doing well over in the CBA right now. He says double will get us up there. Tomball VFW is available for events. There you go.
Very good venue. That's the first time I was there. It's a great venue.
It's a great venue. That stage,
they do a great job.
Kudos to the Tomball VFW and all the staff over there. Always their events are top notch. Candy and the crew, and Martin, Ty. I mean, Bell and Tom. We don't want for anything. It's always well run. It's always a good time. Yeah, the bunker's there. The stage was phenomenal. That was my really first good look at their new stage out there. So kudos to the Tomball. You got a good look at the stage
on Saturday.
Yeah, I got a good look at the stage on Saturday. Yes, Tomball VFW. Great job. And you'll have to drink about 4 or 5 times. I think I said your name about 4 or 5 times right there. Anytime we say that name, Tim, they have to drink. So
I got you.
That's part of the show. Well, So what's next for Tiny E BBQ? What's on the horizon for you guys?
So I'm going to do McKinney Outlaw this weekend. It's 10 minutes from my house. Kevin Perry and El Dorado Chevrolet put on a great one. He's got a state championship this year. I think we're going to be hitting close to 40 teams, I think, with all the buzz that I'm seeing coming up there. We had two good ones last weekend. We had a Saturday Keller and a Sunday Jambo.
Yep.
Saturday Keller paid 10 grand and they had 45 teams. And then Sunday they had 45 teams. Jamie paid 15. Gave away a Jambo pit to Mike Steele for grand champion.
Did he really?
Yeah. Backyard Jambo was.
A backyard Jambo was up for grabs for a grand champion?
Was a grand champion. Yeah. So Mike Steele won it. And I don't think he took it home. I think Jamie gave him money for it or whatever because Mike didn't have room for it or whatever. But that Jamie puts that's the second cook-off he's put on up here in the last couple of years. And yeah, it was on a Sunday, but they still had 45 people show up for paying 15 to eat 15,000 and a Jambo for the GC. So we're trying to get some big stuff like that up here as well.
That is awesome. Yes. Well, congratulations to what's going on with.
And the other, I have two more big things at the end of the year. I'm doing the KCBS Invitational in Gadsden, Alabama, and then going down to Marksville. There's an outlaw in Marksville this year at the casino down there the weekend before Thanksgiving. Marksville is a great place for a cook-off. And then
I've seen that over the years. I have yet to go down there. I've seen
cabins, RV. It's really nice.
That Gadsden, Alabama is a beautiful. Is that the one on the falls?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. That's gonna be a great. Yeah, I am. If y'all do that next year, I'm putting that on my calendar. Not that I'm gonna go win it, but hey. Throw your hat in the ring for a backyard Jambo. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Then the end of my year will be the Outlaw Shootout that first weekend in December. So we got a couple of big events coming up the rest of the year.
So I said y'all don't have. You said you don't have Points Chase, but is there a season? I guess for Outlaw. So this is the end of the
January
year.
It's at the end of the year. New season will start January 1st.
All right, cool. Very nice. It's good to hear about.
One other thing, real quick. We do what they call Kiss Your Sister. KCBS calls it Wild Child. So everybody who wants to join can pay in $20, and the first place out of the money on a random meat for that contest gets half of that pot. So let's say they're paying 10 deep, you draw a chicken. Whoever gets 11th chicken gets half of the money that's put in there. The other half goes to Outlaw, and then at the end of the year at our shootout, that extra money is given back to the cooks as additional prize money.
I think that's great. I participated in Shawnee with Mike Peterson from Vat and Dumb Barbecue on the Wild Child. I definitely want to bring that type of fun little side thing back here to CBA because I think that's a lot of fun. It gets a lot more people involved. And if you don't get your number called, hey, maybe you get lucky and maybe 21st pork is the Wild Child number and 21st pork get some money. Probably outperforms the first place pork. So Sean Trainer,
I enjoy the CBA awards. Those are a lot of fun with the music and everything. I mean, those are some of the most fun awards you go to right there.
Yeah, there are lots of things you can take from different organizations or appreciate and respect and maybe apply it to what you got going on. Roddy says, much respect for our friends in North Texas, birthplace of Texas competition barbecue. Is it? I don't know that story. Roddy, Tim Kirkendall. It paid $380 at Jamboree. Yeah, so it paid $800 in Shawnee. And the guy that was putting it on, it was 11th place brisket, I think, and he hit. So that Mike Peterson from Fat and Dumb Barbecue was putting this on. The purse was $800, and it was 11th place was the Wild Child for brisket. You know, they happened to hit 11th place, so we were all yelling and booing at them.
You have to pay into it because in Shawnee, I was not in it one time because Danny Woodring was sitting in my camp and the lady came by. And he's like, some lady came by, wanted a raffle. I told her you didn't want it. Well, guess who was 16th place chicken and missed $1,000 right here. Thanks a lot, Danny. Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, do you have to go anywhere?
I don't.
All right. So before we wrap up the barbecue interview portion with Tiny E BBQ, is there anybody you want to thank before we end the Tiny E? Because I'm going to have you stick around. I'm gonna have you put on a co-host hat for me.
All right, I can do that. No, I have I always used to my main sponsor is me, myself, and I because that's.
I love that. I love it
in my gas tank, but he's allowed a couple extra people to come along. So this year we've gotten on the Texas Oil Dust team.
Yeah.
And then the Texas Select Seasonings team this weekend, we talked to Wild Bill. So I've been using his stuff on brisket for a while. My main brisket rub is Big Country Bovine for Brad and Dave Pauling up here in Allen. They've been providing me rub for years, and that's been on my brisket forever. So those are the three rub guys that support me. And then, like I said, my wife, Hot God, and then me, myself, and I. So
you just had everybody writing down those rubs that you just mentioned. And that's great. Hey, that's what you do when you're an ambassador like that. I didn't know you were Team Texas Hold'em. Look,
yeah, that happened out in Lubbock this year when we were in the 4th Trig Series out there. Aaron and I got together, and that works out. So the great bunch of guys out there. They're all rolling to the Royal the Jack this week. So I wish them all luck.
All right. Well, that's Tim Esh from Tiny E BBQ. He is now going to put on his co-host hat. He wasn't planning on doing this, but I was like, you know what, Tim, you're very entertaining. You were speaking very well. Why not? And you look good, Tim. And
yeah, thank you.
More importantly, we're still sitting at 50,000 people watching this show. And Tim, you brought the good stuff, man. I got 2 out of 3. She's writing the other one down. Yes, that's what you do here. We still have a big show here. We still got the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap up recap. We have the Briscoe Ranch Crossroads Cook Off at the, oh my gosh, I'll figure it out. The Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads upcoming events segment, and sneak peek. Boom, sneak peek. Did y'all see that? We still have the power rankings, the very first power rankings ever for the So Smoking Gooder Show. We're going to do this once a month, and we're going to go over what that means and do all that. But for those that are not baseball fans and do not know what happened yesterday, Mr. Steve Oler is in the building. He says Astros in 3. Well, it's a 5-game series, and the only reason he's able to predict Astros in 3 is because it was something huge happened last night. And for all you, we'll have a moment of silence if you're an Astros hater for what they did in 2017. But I, for one, am not. So y'all get to watch this real quick.
And Scott Service is calling on Robbie Ray in the field. Myers at second base, the pinch runner. Pena, the runner at first, the tying run. Alvarez launches deep right field, and this one is gone. And the Astros walk them off in game 1. Yordan Alvarez. Are you kidding me? What an incredible finish to game 1 of this American League Division Series. Yordan Alvarez, a 3-run walk-off home run and a no-doubter.
Alvarez 2 for 4 tonight, the 0-1. And Alvarez belts it deep to right field. Distant by. Unbelievable. The Astros a walk-off win. Yordan Alvarez, a walk-off 3-run homer. And the Astros stun the Mariners in game 1 of the division series. Incredible. A miraculous comeback for Houston. Astros win it 8-7. Can you believe it? Wow.
Here's the stretch. And the next pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball deep to right field. Going, and goodbye, baseball. The Mariners led throughout the ball game. But Yordan Alvarez, the one man you did not want to take a look at. A 3-run walk-off home run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Astros win it 8-7.
0-1 la cuenta. El zurdo. Viene. Patazo. Al jardín izquierdo. Atrás para la bola. Se va de cuadrangular. Yordan Álvarez lo hace una vez más para el equipo de Houston.
Pelota hacia atrás, esta pelota va que vuela, esta pelota sigue y esta pelota hasta se va de cuadrangular. Wow. Toma tu paletón, palo por la calle. La saca del parque de pelota y los Astros de Houston dejan tendidos en el terreno a los Guardianes de Seattle.
All right. I love that. I could watch that all day long. If you listen closely, you can hear the trash can banging. Oh my gosh. Are you a hater? What happened to Tim? Tim, what happened to you, buddy? Let me pull that out. Let me remove this from the studio. We're going to kick you out. All right, Tim is frozen. Tim, if you can hear me, you are frozen. All right, so before we get to goal, yes. So that was fun. I love watching that. And if you're a hater, and maybe Vince is, I don't know. Vince, are you an Astros hater? I feel bad for you. I feel, I do feel bad because they came back. They were losing the whole time, and Jordan put the big hammer down. All right, let's go with the upcoming events segment real quick while Tim gets back on. All right, he said, hell yeah, he's a hater. All right, Champions Barbecue Alliance this weekend. Oinktoberfest is in McAllen, Texas. Only one for the Champions Barbecue Alliance this weekend. There's a full slate coming next weekend. I love that clip too, Bell. That was a great clip. Over in the IBCA this weekend, we've got the Brazos Valley Fair Scholarship Cook-Off in Bryant, Falls City Volunteer Fire Department in Beaver Dam Cook-Off in Falls City, Opportunities Barbecue for Hope in Amarillo, Texas, Texas Outdoor Writers Association in Columbus, Texas, and the TYOC's, I don't know what that means, Barbecue Cook-Off Yellow Out Day in Pearland. That's quite a bit in the IBCA. Over in the Lone Star Barbecue, there's one, Red River Battle in Vernon, Texas. And over in the Outlaw, where Tim was just talking about, they got two this weekend. It is the Guns and Hoses Cooking for Kids in McKinney, Texas, and the Rosevine Grave Hill Barbecue Contest in Rosevine, Texas. All right, McAllen is full, apparently. Okay, so if you're wanting to do a CBA, your SOL, McAllen is full, according to Vince from Reggie Q, but you contact them tomorrow and find out if that's 100% facts. And then Jeff Dennison, hello, Red Dirt Cookers. You did well last weekend. All right, let me pull this down, and we're going to do the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap, sponsored by Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. The Champions Barbecue Alliance, there were two last weekend. We've got the Fall on the Frio. Ingleside is next weekend. Yes, we have a full slate next weekend. We got Tim Esh back. We'll get him back in here. There he is, Timmy S. We just talked about Outlaw. They got two events.
Hey, could you? Yeah.
Yeah, we got you. You're here. Can you? Uh-oh.
Yeah, my internet cut off. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay,
You're good.
Good.
We were just talking about Outlaw. They got two events this weekend, one in McKinney, one in Rosevine. Guns and Hoses.
All right,
Cooking
I'm having
for
internet
Kids.
issues here.
All right. Well, I can remove you if you want to come back in when you get that stable, or just check out. It's up to you. But
Yeah, let me
thank you
do that. Let me fix it. I'll try one more time, and if I'm not back, I thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Tim. Thanks for coming on the show, talking about your weekend. It was huge, man. Great job. All right. All righty then. We're going to see if, he's going to try and click that game. All right. Where were we? Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. Nope. Here we go. Over at the Tomball VFW. What is up, Uriel Villanueva? Thank you very much. Where can you get your hands on some Texas original charcoal? All of your specialty barbecue shops. Aaron Leslie, Texas Oldest. We just put your logo up there, buddy. All right, Booby barbecuing for boobies. It was in the Tomball VFW this weekend. Drink, grand champion event. Some guy named Rob Rocha with Bullhorn Barbecue, and then the RGC. It was great to share the stage with your mom, Michelle. Because you had to check out for mommy duties, apparently. But the RGC was Michelle Castillo from Amp Cookers. She is doing well on the circuit. 100%. Bullseye is ordered. Yes, Brian. Good job, buddy. Good job. Yes, we can talk. Timmy, it looks like you're okay. Looks like
I think right. I'm back. My internet cut out for a minute. Probably sharing too many brisket secrets, and then the Texas guys cut me off.
There you go. Over in the IBCA, the 21st Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Cook-Off. Grand champion was David Lay from Bad Boys Barbecue. The RGC, Tommy Smith, Bent Nail Barbecue. You've competed against that guy, I bet, quite a bit.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yes, he is. Brazoria County Fair Cook-Off Grand champion Stephen Oler, Big O's Barbecue. This guy says he's getting back. He's getting back in it. The RGC, Jessica Oler, Mrs. O's Barbecue. That I looked at the team count. I think they had like 80-something teams out there. So big event for both, mom and pop to both nail it. Steve, wrong choice of words, but mom and pop to do well. Stephen Oler with Big O's Barbecue and Jessica Oler, congratulations, Mrs. O's Barbecue. And in Midway at the Volunteer Fire Department, Texas State Championship Cook-Off, grand champion was Caleb Warden from Kickin' Cajun Smokehouse. And RGC is this man right here in the comments, Brian Fox. See, Brian, if you send me an intro, I could play it right now. There it is. Bullseye is just ordered. All right, I like that. Who else we got? Congratulations to all of those guys. We still have some more over in the Outlaw Barbecue Association. Keller Lions Club Cook-Off. The grand champion was Stephen Peacock.
Stephen's first GC.
Oh, nice. Do you know his team name?
I don't know.
While you're here, while I got a board member from Outlaw, if y'all could put team names on your results, because y'all just put first names or names. But if you put team names on there, that would be great. That would help me out quite a bit. Same for you, LSBS, Lone Star. Y'all do the same thing. The RGC, Terry Blunt. In the Jambo shootout, you just mentioned the grand champion was Mike Steele. What's his team name? Do you know his team name?
Pigs and Hogs Going Wild, or
there you go.
Pigs and Cows Going Wild, or something like that.
And the RGC was Michelle Wade. I recognize that name. She's
her husband, Ronnie Wade. Her and Ronnie have been some of the OG cooks up here in North
Texas legend, from what I remember.
Absolutely.
The Potato King. Who's the Potato King, Roddy? I'm just here for the Tiny E secrets. Kyle Queen. He dropped some a little earlier. GC at Elks Lodge is Greg Minotti. What? You know what? I noticed they had the wrong date. So I wasn't sure about that. Greg Minotti. Well, don't blame me. Blame Lone Star. They had the wrong information on their deal. So the GC at Elks Lodge was my man, Mr. Greg Minotti. The reserve was Alex Castro. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Reserve was Alex Castro. That's in the Lone Star Barbecue Society contest in Clear Lake Elks Lodge. And the Lamb Passes Go Texan. The grand champion was Randall Johnson. Ocala Q. I just happen to know his name. RGC was Clint Collier. And the Border Pit Battle grand champion Jesus Vielma and RGC Jaime Garcia. All right. There's Greg. He finally gets on the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap. Don't blame me. Like I said, if you go to the Lone Star page right now, you'll see they have the wrong information. All right. So is it time? Let's talk about Case's kick. You know, like I said, we got a lot to talk about. The last thing we're going to do is the power rankings, because I do want to make that last, because I did tease it. There's a tease right there. And I decided to go top 20. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But right now, our co-host, my co-host, Case Hahn, he just happened to win the Tailgater of the game for the Texans game last weekend, or it was actually the weekend when we were in Kansas City. It was a Tailgater of the game. So if you win Tailgater game, now you get an opportunity to kick a field goal at halftime in front of everybody. And right now, probably 40,000 people at a Texans game. So Case got the opportunity to kick a field goal, and I have the video. Let's play the video real quick.
Should be good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Here's the video of Case kicking a field goal. I'm sorry, that was the wrong video. Here's Case kicking a field goal. Never gets old. Never gets old. It never gets old. All right, but here we go. This is the actual Case kicking a field goal, or attempting a kick.
All right, I'm here with Case Hahn from Bulls on McNee, who won today HEB Tailgater of the game. Case has a chance to win a $500 HEB gift card for his tailgating team if he can make a field goal. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, H-Town, show him some love. Let's kick. There you go. Fix that ball. Here we go. You got this, brother. Come on, Case. Count it off. There you go. Give it up. Come on. Keep going. Case is up. And, wide right. Hey, that's okay. You're not going to leave empty-handed. You get a $100 gift card for your tailgating team. Thank you for participating. David Brady, back to you.
You can catch our judges in the
Case. I wish Case were here. I'm gonna replay that probably for a number of years with Case on here. He went straight ahead. He went for that straight old like Jack Dempsey kick, and that's an old kicker for the Saints that kicked like the. I think he had half a foot, and he kicked it straight. He didn't go for the soccer style where you go from the side. Case. All right, that was Case's attempt. You know, it's got to be nerve-wracking. I'm at halftime in front of an NFL stadium. Corby says had he followed through the kick, it would have went from 50. Yeah, but it probably would have landed in section 338 away from where it should have been. Oh Lord, terrible. Yes, that was terrible. Yellow line sucks again. I don't know about that. Sean Trainer, oh my God, he was half as good as the Texans. Okay, all right. Dang, Case should be in the NFL. Yeah, that's Tom Dempsey. Okay, you're right. Tom Dempsey. Thank you, Mike. Pulled a hammy. He pulled a hammy. He missed the field goal, and then it went straight into the dog. He did. He did the Timmy Esh when you won first place brisket.
Yes.
Different situation. Y'all both
a little different.
A little different. He cut his toes on his right foot. All right, laces out. Laces were out. Yes, absolutely. All right, so we had some fun with my show partner, Case Hahn.
Hey, did you have you talked about your party of the year yet?
I have not. See, you're making a good co-host right here.
Yeah, maybe you want to talk about that a little bit.
I'll just talk about my weekend in Kansas City. So I went up.
Yeah, it'd be good to hear that. I saw you up there. I didn't get to come over as much as I wanted to, but
it's fine.
To your party, got the little silver wristband. Felt like VIP.
They were fancy wristbands. Yes, fancy wristbands. So we did go to Kansas City. We went actually a week early because I don't do a lot of KCBS. So I wanted to go a week early, and there was an event in Shawnee, Kansas, which is a suburb of Kansas City. So me and the wife and the kids, we all went a week early. We met up with my Kansas City partner up there. His name's David Lapine. We've been doing that party and competing at the Royals since 2016. But since 2016, I still only have like 11 or 12 KCBS contests under my belt. So I don't do a whole bunch of them. So we went a week early just to get the timing down and to, get reacquainted with, the boxing and doing all that and the 30-minute timelines. And so we went a week early. We went to Shawnee, which was a well-attended event. I think they had 88 teams or 80-something teams out there.
You did all right there from what I recall, right? You did.
I did. I was feeling really good. I've been cooking well. I've been cooking it, like you said, as well as you're doing right now. I feel like I've taken it up another level. So I felt really confident going in to Shawnee. I wanted to see if my flavors traveled or if they did well up there. And so Saturday, the week before the Royal, we went to Shawnee, Kansas, and it was a great time. There was a lot of teams that, Mike Peterson from Fat and Dumb was there. Slaps was there. Joe Pierce. He's one of the top KCBS teams in the country. Fergalicious Barbecue, they were there. So it was not a slouch contest. And it was a fun, time to go up there, and the weather was perfect. You were up there that whole weekend. The weather in Kansas City was just picture perfect. Sunny skies, about 70 degrees. It was nice. So it was a nice getaway. We went up there on Saturday and we did well. We finished third overall, and I got my very first 700 pin. I had like a 704 point something. So I was really shocked at that. I had 2 walks in like an 11th place, some pork, and then a 17th chicken. So did very well, 705 or 704 point something. So I was very proud of what we did. That was great. Me and the wife, Diane and David and the boys, we all were a part of this team, and we all turned in our food, and we all had different they had a lot of side ancillary categories. So we did it all just to prepare for the following weekend. Following weekend was the American Royal. So we stay the whole week in Kansas City. Shout out to Mike Peterson for letting me store my trailer Bullhorn one was stored up there. We had a couple flats. We took care of that. So things, kind of rocky at that point, but we went in. It was great. We still felt very confident. And so we went in for the American Royal, and we did the party of the year. So we competed for the party of the year. Going in, I knew that was going to be
Yeah. So how much, so you did that the week before. You're coming off of that feeling really well on a third place finish. So you got a lot of confidence. Then you have your team of the year and you're doing your side. So me, I'm a one-man team, basically. I got my teammate Hot Dot. She doesn't really help in the cooking process. She's not here. So if you ever seen her cook, you know why. No, I'm just kidding. But she's a big help to the team, runs boxes, cleans, and keeps me on track and everything. So I don't have a lot of the side distractions like you have. So how does that impact you? When you go into the Royals, so you're doing party of the year, you're doing all these sides, you have all these people and everything. That's got to be some kind of a distraction. How do you deal with that?
So I'm going to tell you about my weekend. I'm not going to, and no excuses. I turned in what I turned in. I thought on Saturday we turned in good food. So no excuses on what I'm about to say. But yeah, so we went and we did the party of the year. And in years past, I hadn't competed for the Invitational. I only competed in the Open. So this year I had qualified. So we were going to go do the party and do the Invitational and the Open. And I didn't really take into account how grueling that was going to be, because thank you to Roddy. I know Roddy's here, and Roddy helped out quite a bit. But for the most part, I cooked from 8:30 a.m. on Friday, and I didn't go to bed until 1:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, right ahead to wake up at 5 for the Invitational. So the party went great. It was going into it. We knew it was going to be our final one. We're not going to compete for party of the year any longer. We have competed since 18. We won 18. We won 19. We did not compete in 20, and we won 21. And spoiler alert, we won 22. So we did win the party of the year. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the Texas teams. We had a lot of Texas teams come over and attend the party. It was a good time. We kicked ass. We did what we do. And I've explained it on the show. If anybody wants to know how to win party of the year, and there's no secret and there's no cheating, there's just a lot of work that goes into it to entertain these judges when they show up. So all of that happened. We had a great party on Friday, and it was just amazing. Yes. Jay-Z, thank you very much. That was a big help. We had some Tito's. It was great. It's been awesome. It was awesome. It was a great party. Belle was there. Anna, thank you. See, I said I was going to say your name, Anna. Anna Liao was there. It was great. We had a good time. It was just a lot of work. And Saturday came around, and going to sleep late, waking up early. Even still felt good. I think I was running on straight adrenaline, because I thought I turned in really good food on Saturday. I just got killed. I didn't do well at all. And then Sunday, the awards go late. Just wasn't. I was dog tired on Sunday. I didn't even really want to be there at that point. Somehow eked out a 27th place rib. I don't know how that happened. If I would have hit 25th, I would have been completely happy with the whole event. That one walk makes up for a lot, but
bringing home a ribbon makes it worth that weekend.
It makes it worth it. But we were GC part of the year again. That's our 5th and final year to compete. We are no longer, I've already told the Royal, we are not doing it any longer. So we're still going to have a party. We're going to definitely need help. I'm not going to cook everything.
Is that a personal choice, or is that like a rule that once you're at that many, you have to quit?
No, that's a personal choice.
Okay.
Personal choice. Jackie, she only slept 4 hours each night. That's good. 4 hours would have been nice. I'm just kidding. No, but no excuses. I thought I turned in good food. I was really confident going in there. I got my butt handed to me at the Royal. But next year I got a better game plan for this thing, and so we'll see how it goes. So that's all. That's how the weekend went for Club Bullhorn, because that's what it was. Team Bullhorn CBA party. I know that was tossed around. It sounds like a lot of work. Joey, sounds like a lot of work, Joey. And I don't know if I'm up for that anymore. So, so about that list of demands, what was that? You can sleep when you die. Yep. Again, I'm not making excuses. I thought I turned in good food on Saturday. I knew I did not turn in my best on Sunday.
The one thing I'll say about that, the way to win the Royal, what I've learned in barbecue in general, and I'll give the secret out for free. If you want to win a contest, you have to score the most points. So that's the key to barbecue. If you can do that, you'll win every time.
Damn it. Spitting out wisdom over here, Mr. Tim Esh.
I say that to people everywhere. They'll be done with the con. Man, if I'd have just had a chicken call, or if I had that, I'm like, yeah. If I'd had more points, I'd have won. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them say, I just needed 3 more points and I had a GC. Yeah, I know. We know. That's how it is. Savage advice. Carrie Chastain from Hold Your Horses. Hello, Carrie. How are you? Willie Richards. Great job, Tiny.
Hey, yes. Willie, how are you?
Saturday humbled a lot of us. Yeah, it was except for unless your name is Tim Esh. Yes. 5th overall. How about Bill Purvis? 0 calls.
Yeah, 8th overall. Yeah,
8th overall, 0 calls. Tim
I think all his meets he said we're all in the top 100. I think he said or top. They were up there all 4 of his meets. Same with Phil. Phil was up there as well, and that's what got him the overall.
Yes, absolutely. I do want to go over. We did the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap up recap, but I do want to go over from the American Royal because bear with me, guys. I didn't have it up, but I will get it up real quick. That's what she said. All right. Let's see here. Where's the American Royal at? Well,
Kansas City.
I know. Event results. Here we go. View full results. The date of the Royal was like 9/9.
1 October.
Yeah, through 1 October. I'll get it, guys. Hang on a second. Man, there are a lot of events.
That's one thing I'll say about KCBS real quick to fill in. Well, if Texas teams are looking to do more KCBS, I think that's the only way to get better at it is to do more of them. Look for a double somewhere and go to a double for a weekend, and that gives you one day to kind of do one, and then you can make on-the-fly adjustments the next day. I have a 4-page checklist I use for KCBS minute by minute. So that's what I would say. If people want to do more KCBS, you've got to go do more to get better. No, I don't mean that in a smart way, but
I was laughing at Steve Oler. He walked in I think potato, and he said, "Thank God for veggies." Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. All right, Jackie Milligan. I'm about to say your name. I think, Jackie. Let's see here. So on the Invitational day 1, we're gonna do the top 10. Old Virginia Smoke. All of these teams hit a 700 on day 1. The Invitational. Again, these are teams that haven't won a grand champion in the last couple of years. I don't know if they're going to continue that. I think they need to go back to.
They're doing that because of COVID. I think they said this was the last COVID catch-up year, and then they're going to go back to normal.
All right, Old Virginia Smoke, 10th place with a 701.05. I'm not going to read all the numbers except the final number because all of these teams hit a 700. 9th place, Tire Smoke Barbecue. 8th place, Nectar of the Hogs. 7th place, there she is. Where's she at? Right here. Jackie Milligan, Team Chupacabra with a 702.84. Congratulations, Jackie.
Very nice.
Dirt Road Barbecue was in 6th place. YSB Barbecue, which are just a hoot. Those guys are a lot of fun.
Out of Arizona.
5th place. 4th place, Smoke This Barbecue, Missouri. 3rd place.
I use their chicken sauce. They Smoke This. They make a really good sauce for chicken.
Nice. Let's see here. Smoke This was 4th place out of Missouri. The Barbecue Bus, 3rd place. And congratulations to my good friend Chris Webb from Bushmaster Barbecue out of Colorado. In 2nd place, he was the reserve grand champion on day 1 for the Invitational. And the grand champion was QU with a 711.96. 720 is a perfect score.
720 is perfect, right?
That's amazing. A 711.96 blew the field away. The next closest competitor was a 706. So congratulations to QU for GC.
Hey, I saw Chupacabra on there with 7. What was their brisket score? Did they get a 180 brisket? Because I know a lot of those 180s went down pretty far. She said, I think 7th.
Team Chupacabra for brisket. Tiny E with a 180. Hello.
I didn't ask because they went down. Several teams got them.
QU had a 180. Let's see. No, Team Chupacabra had a 177.14.
Okay.
So, man, yeah. Well, team 180s went down to 7th place.
I didn't know how far they went. Yeah.
And you didn't have it wasn't a perfect, right? It was a 180.
No, I had one score low, but then they for tiebreaker, they go to your drop score.
They go to your drop score.
It came up. And if the drop scores are a tie, then the computer makes it. But I think the drop score was the decider in this
one. Oh, Joey just talked to QU tonight. Got you his contact info for the show. All right, he has been officially invited to Houston. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. Appreciate you watching. I need to get on our sponsor list real quick. Uncle Vix, what's up, buddy? How are you? Brian Fox, I'll tell you what, some of the KCBS team names we heard were hilarious. Yeah, they were funny.
Yeah, they have some good ones.
Not a ton of them in Texas, but I do like KCBS events. Keeps you on your toes. Yes, it does. And Carrie Chastain with the bus. Yeah, the barbecue bus. They killed it. All right, so that was day 1. Let's go to day 2, which was the open contest. So the open contest, let's see. Let's scroll all the way down. There were 505 teams. Thank God. And we were middle of the pack day 2, even though I didn't feel good. 10th place, Sin Circle Barbecue with a 699.40. 9th place, Blue Bird Barbecue Crew.
Were they a foreign team or were they Canadian?
Oh, they were. I think they were Australian.
Australian or something. Yeah, they were international team.
They were an international team.
One of them showed up to awards with a wagon, had a keg in the wagon. Did you see that?
I did not know.
Yeah,
I did not see that. And 8th place without a official walk for any of the 4 meat categories with a 700.0000 is this man right here.
This is Bill Purvis with Chicken Fried Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Boom.
Boom. Yes, 700 right there. In 7th place, getting basted. Brad Leininger just killing it. He's won a lot, right? He won
the Jack last year.
He won the Jack last year, Memphis in May.
Yeah.
You might hear his name on the power rankings, boys and girls. 6th place, Sons of a Brisket.
They were right behind us. They were
right behind you. And
they had been at the Royal 38 years. They've been there every year they've had the Royal.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Was this their best finish?
I don't know. I said you should have it figured out by now if you've been there that many years.
Exactly. 5th place, Tiny E BBQ. I don't have your clip loaded up yet, Tiny E, but I will get that up with a 700.52. In 4th place, Dirt Road Barbecue. In 3rd place, Slaps Barbecue. 2nd place, Reserve Grand Champion Loot in Booty Barbecue with a 703.98. And they were Bluebird. Bluebird was Australia. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Yep, that's what I said. And in 1st place, history was made, ladies and gentlemen, in the 42 years of the American Royal. Never before has a team won the Open won the Invitational day 1 and followed it up with winning the Open day 2. And that belongs to QU. And I believe they're out of Illinois.
I think so. That's what I heard. He's a chef. I heard he is a chef for some company. And he does some local, like when I say local, but KCBS up in that area, but 3 to 4 or 5 contests a year at most.
Champion Chicken day 2 was Slaps Barbecue. Champion Pork Ribs day 2 was QU. Champion Pork was, all right, there we go, Ram Benitez from Two Brothers Barbecue. Congratulations, Ram. Cooking on a Rec Tech. Congratulations. And day 2 champion Brisket was Gray Street Barbecue, also with a 180. Buckshot Barbecue also had a 180. They were 4th place. Tiny E killing it again in 6th place, almost with a 180, 179.44. And Chillin' and Grillin', is that our boy James Minotti? Was that James Minotti with Chillin' and Grillin' with a 178.29? Congratulations, if it is. That's amazing. Yes, he's a chef for Uline. All right. All right. How many times have you competed at the Royal, Tim?
That was my second. I did back in, I want to say 2016. I got a ribbon. I got a rib call that week, and that was that was pure luck right there. I had no idea what I was doing, and I got a rib ribbon, and I thought that was my highlight.
Yes, that was James Minotti from Chillin' and Grillin', who's doing it. Hey, have you guys seen those wood boxes with the foil boxes that have been going around social media right now?
Yeah, I've seen those.
That is Minotti Wood Crafters, and I got one. He does phenomenal work. So if you guys want to hit me up, I can get you in contact with James because those are amazing. I got one and love it. It's been carrying it around for the last few contests. He delivered that to me. Where did I get that? I don't remember, but at the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, he delivered that over there, and it's been a lucky charm since. So, James, great job. Tiny E, great job with a 5th or 6th one day 2 and a 1st day 1 in Brisket. All righty, let's stick around real quick. We're going to talk about. I got something to say, and then we will get to the power rankings. Are you curious about these power rankings?
I saw you had flashed them up earlier. So
were you on it?
I'm not going to say. I don't want to spoil your fun there.
I don't think you were on it.
Might have been, maybe.
You might have been. You might have been. Hold on, I got to find one thing real quick, and then we'll go. There she is.
I did enjoy the virtual pitmaster thing you guys did during the pandemic.
Yeah,
you guys did the voting. That was fun. At least it got you paying attention to barbecue, during the time, and a lot of smack talk going back and forth. It was fun.
So I definitely want to do that again. However, Facebook, for whatever reason, they stopped doing the polls function for whatever reason. I don't know if they bring that back.
Fun.
Yeah, because it was fun. It was too much fun. And it's fun. I love doing stuff like that. It just adds a little excitement. And we'll bring that back as soon as they bring back the polls, we will bring that back. So give us a link for what? Oh, I don't know if I can do that link. All right. Well, Minotti Wood Crafters. Yeah. Greg, if you got a link and you can put it in there, we'll see. They're on Facebook. All right. Just look up Minotti Wood Crafters on Facebook, and you'll see them out there. But yeah, it's a great product. It's well built. I'm watching a stupid baseball game too. All right, let's go. I got to talk about our wonderful people that support this show and help us put this on. And we're going to talk about it. No, I can't do that one. That's my favorite, by the way, with the overlay. Let me do this one right here. All right, RecTech. We were visited with RecTech at the American Royal. They themselves were competing at the American Royal. They did phenomenal on day 2. They only competed day 2. I think they were 81st place overall, but they were highlighting their wonderful smokers out there at the American Royal. If you guys need something, I know Brian's in the comments. He just ordered a RecTech Bullseye. It's doing well right now for a lot of teams out there, and it's something that you should definitely put that in your arsenal. It just gets hot. It gets you out of jam sometimes, but also if you're doing in the backyard, it's my go-to workhorse for sure. Cosmos Q Products. I visited them on the way back from the American Royal. Cosmos has been a big part of our team for about 3 years now. I love their products. We just talked about this, the Briscoe Ranch Cook Off at the Crossroads in Uvalde, Texas. That's coming up December 9th and 10th, 2022 in Uvalde, Texas. They need our support, guys. Make sure you sign up. Registration is now open, so you can sign up for that contest. That's going to be in Uvalde. That's definitely on my calendar. I myself need to sign up as well. Tim, you're watching. Talk about Texas oil dust.
Yeah, Aaron Leslie and the guys out there in West Texas, he has a really good line of products suited very well to not just Texas barbecue, but all over the place. And he's a very good group of guys to be associated with. They have a good team out there, and just overall really good products.
Yep. The Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, that is coming back next September. They did that September 11th weekend. I'm sure they're going to stick around with that date. Jen Lee and her crew do a phenomenal job. That's going to be in September, so plenty of time to think about that one. Everybody knows that's my Achilles heel. Cannot get a call there to save my life. Clark Compression and Components. Tom and Belle Clark are watching right now, probably drinking at the bunker at the Tomball VFW. Family-owned company since 2001. It's where you go for parts and service for all your gas compression needs. We offer field service, maintenance, overhauls, in-house repairs, and parts for use in natural gas engines and natural gas compressors. That is Clark Compression and Components, and they are a damn good cook-off team in their own right. Summer Moreno, she is at the Jack right now. She competed in New Mexico, and she won the event. So her and her husband, Manuel, I don't know if they're watching right now, but Summer Moreno with Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, good luck at the Jack. Speaking of insurance, she can insure all of your barbecue toys, your smokers, your toy haulers, yourself. Make sure you get yourself insured. Contact Summer Moreno. We can get you in contact with her as well. Eureka Heights Brew Company. Love them. Took them to the Royal with me. They were part of the party of the year. Just an amazing company. They've been putting out some amazing products, but just recently they came out with something light. It's a light beer, 2 carbs, 100 calories, lots of flavor. I love it. Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics been with me since day one. Cheeto and Mary Mesquite. That's where we used to do our first shows for the So Smoking Gooder Show. Been with me since day one, and they continue to be with us. I love you guys. Thank you very much for supporting the show. LC Barbecue also at the Jack. Good luck to Carmen and Phil. Their products are well known in Texas barbecue. A lot of you guys probably have that in your arsenal.
I use some of that as well. Very, very good. LC has had some really good stuff.
Yes, and he's got a chicken product that is not yet out on the market. I don't know when he's going to bring it out on the market, but it's been doing well for Club Bullhorn. That's for sure. Texas Original Charcoal. Have you seen this product around?
I have. Yeah, I know what it is. I have not used it yet, but I saw. I was at the barbecue store, your next one there. On my way, I stopped there on the way down to a Tomball, and yeah, I saw it in there. I have not yet tried it, but it looks good.
Oh, they finished. RecTech finished 64th. Let me get some respect on that. Yes, 64th overall. LC is not just in Texas. Yeah, it's getting well known all across the country in all sanctioning bodies. Texas Original Charcoal. I feel like this is going to be the same thing. It's going to blow up. It already is. It's a great fuel for my drums. I use this. I've been using this for about 4 months now. It's a great product. Joey Machado knows all the ins and outs of charcoal, and he's bringing it to all of you guys. So make sure you find yourself some Texas Original Charcoal. There was a question on where to find it. You can find it in all your barbecue specialty shops and meat markets. So speaking of this one, the barbecue store in Hempstead, they carry the Texas Original Charcoal line. So make sure you get with, and they carry them all, right? They carry Cosmos. They carry everybody. Texas Oil Dust, LC barbecue products, all of it. You guys need that. They have the best customer service as well. If you need if you're running low on something, call them one day. They'll have it the next day. They do a great job at the barbecue store.
We stopped there on the way down to, like I said, on the way to Tomball this weekend. I had to go to Austin to pick up Hot Dot, and we stopped there and loaded up. So they do have a lot of stuff. And that contest we did at Hempstead this year that they helped sponsor was really good as well.
Yeah, they get a great venue as well for contests. So, And lastly, Case is the biggest ambassador for Texas pepper jelly. They did not help him kick a field goal, but they do help him whenever he does compete on the barbecue circuit. Texas pepper jelly. They do have great products. Craig's been in the game for quite a while. So, guys, thank you very much for supporting this show. We could not do this without you guys. So, thank you very much for supporting the So Smoking a Gooder show. All right. Enough of what we have talked about. One last thing. The Champions Barbecue Alliance. We're coming up towards the end of the season, and it's tightening up. There are a lot of teams that are still in contentions, a lot of teams that are trying to find their way in the top 10. And I'm going to go over I'll go the top 20 currently right now. 20th place overall, chicken fried barbecue.
I'll be right back.
No problem. In 19th place overall, let me drop Tim real quick before he gets back. In 19th place overall, we have Uppercut Smokers. 18th, Los Buzzards. 17th, God's Country Barbecue, AJ Garza out of Hondo, Texas. 16th, Cast Iron Cookers. 15th, Reggie Q. 14th, On Point Barbecue. Justin's been killing it as of late. 13th place, Texas Oil Dust. 12th place, coming in hot, Daniel Ramirez. 11th place, Amp Cookers, Michelle Castillo. 10th place, Lonely Bones. All right, so we're getting in the top 10 right now. And it gets tight, guys. It's like within hundreds of points. So one good contest can elevate these guys into the top 5 or higher. 9th place, Love Barbecue. 8th place, Texas Sweet Heat Barbecue. 7th place, Derek Bernal with Heavy's Barbecue. 6th place, Victor Garcia, Uncle Vic's Barbecue. 5th place, Robert Smith, First Class Barbecue. 4th place, we got the Natural Born Grillers, Eloy, doing well. 3rd place, sitting with 47-12 points, you got me, Bullhorn Barbecue. Right on his tail, or right on his tail. I am right on his tail is LC Barbecue, and current points leader right now with about a month to go because it ends November 30th, and then we have the Thanksgiving holiday. I think the last weekend of contest is going to be about a month out from now. That's going to be putting us in November 18th and 19th. The following weekend is Thanksgiving, and then that's it, guys. So we're literally over about 1 month out. In first place right now is Scooters Barbecue, Mr. Paul Whitaker. So that's what's going on right now. Let me bring Tim back. That's what's going on right now in the Champions Barbecue Alliance. So 1 month to go. I do feel there will be some shuffling. Some teams that are not in the top 10 will be in the top 10. Some might fall out.
Is that updated from this weekend?
That is updated, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and November 18th and 19th is a doubleheader. So, Carlos Calzada, you got time to get up into the points standings. All right. That's all I had for the show, guys. So, but we're about ready to go.
You're not going to do the power rankings?
I'm just kidding.
You're testing me as co-host.
I was. All right, guys. So we are going to do, let's see. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. All right. We are going to do the power rankings. And so what power rankings are, these things will change. This is not a who's done well in the past, who might do something in the future. This is what you're doing currently. So I did have a lot of input. I asked for input on the show page, and a lot of guys did chime in with who they thought. And this is not just the Texas list. I did ask some of my friends that do a lot of KCBS to give their input, and I went to the point standings for KCBS. I did the point standings for CBA. I did some for the IBC. I even looked at Outlaw. So there was there's no point standings there, but I did see who all's doing it, and I've been doing this show for 5 years now. In the last year, I've missed really only about 4 weeks, so I know who's doing well. So we went there, and I'm going to take full responsibility for this list. So if your name is not on this list, don't come at me. Don't come at me. Come at yourself. So this is what we're doing. All right. Here we go. The very first power rankings, and this is going to be a monthly thing now, boys and girls. This will be a monthly thing. Who wants to know? Who wants to see this thing? Are y'all curious? Or is this something that y'all don't care about? I want to know. Put it in the comments. I want to hear before we bring it up.
I will say I'm curious.
You're curious, Tim. Well, you're doing well right now. So there's a good chance you're going to be on this power rankings. And I did say top 10, but I went ahead and did top 20. And the way this works, guys, like MLB has a power ranking. Say it. NFL has a power rankings, like the New York Yankees. They killed it for the first part of the season. In the second half of the season, they were under 500. So they should have dropped in the power rankings, which they did. So it's just the bear shit in the woods. Yes. All right. Come on. All right. Here we go. Let me drop you down. Let's put this banner back up here. All right. In 20th place in the first ever power rankings, On Point Barbecue. I mentioned Justin. He's been killing it. He's and this is as of late. So this is what a power ranking is as of late. I did put Loaded Smoke. That is Jerry Cardenas. He finished second overall to Caleb Warden in the IBCA Points Chase that just ended. And I looked at the IBCA Points Chase right now. They're still in the new season 1 and 2. So Jerry gets 19th right now. 18th place, Caleb Warden. Kicking Cajun Smokehouse. Doing well. Just GC'd another event last weekend. A lot of respect for Caleb. I got a lot of respect for everybody on this list. 17th place, Barton Barbecue. Jonathan Barton, been doing well all over the country. He's done well. He did well at the American Royal, but as of late, he's been killing it. Amp Cookers, Michelle Castillo. She's been doing well. She's currently in 11th place in the CBA point standings. She deserves to be on this. Ira Green. If this guy shows up to a contest, look out. He's probably going to get a walk. That's Flying G Barbecue in 15th place. 14th in the power rankings right now is the Pit Father Barbecue, Eddie Morales, doing well. All these teams are doing well. 13th place, Chicken Fried Barbecue, Bill Purvis. 12th place, Team Chupa Cabra. And they say team because I tell you what, Tim has done a phenomenal job and Jackie has been killing it. So Team Chupacabra, there you go. 11th place, Getting Basted. This guy talked to some of my KCBS friends. He's also, he's a badass cook, Brad Leininger. And they said even Brad might say he's not having the best moments as of late. So
yeah, but he's typical. He's waiting till the end, then he'll just come in and move right up.
Yeah, I think he's 10th overall in the KCBS standings. Makes it 11th overall in the first power rankings right now. Can you do a top 30? Daniel, you just need to cook more, I think, buddy. You're there.
You could say everybody's 21st, right?
Everybody's 21st. I had a hard time leaving off Texas Oil Dust, so there are a lot of honorable mentions right now. In 10th place, First Class Barbecue. Votes? I don't know what you mean by votes. 9th place, Triple H Barbecue. Can you say a little bit about this guy, KCBS cook?
I'm not sure who it. I don't know him. I'm sorry, I can't.
That's all right. He's like 3rd right now in the KCBS point standing.
I see. There's a couple of those teams I don't know up front there. I may know if you say the guy's name, but I don't know offhand. I've heard of him. I'm sorry.
Carrie's in the comments. Brad has not cooked as many this year. Yep. Carrie, you got anything to say about these KCBS teams that we may not know about? In 8th place, Scooters Barbecue. Scooters
I got
Barbecue.
a lot to say about him, but I won't say it.
Paul Whitaker. He just keeps scooting along. Scooters Barbecue. He's currently number 1 in the CBA point standing. In 7th place, Tiny E. Again, this is how you're doing as we're talking right now. Tiny E's coming off of first place Brisket and a 5th place overall. And then what else did you hit?
The Johnny Trigg shootout.
Johnny Trigg, GC. There you go.
Yeah.
Uncle Pig's Barbecue Shop, I think it's what it's called. Anyway, he's leading. He's the first team right now in the CBA point standings. According to my KCBS sources, he's killing it. Just coming off another GC. I think he's got 7 right now. Speaking of the number 7, we got to give it up right now for our teams that are at the Jack. And these are guys that Jack auto qualified. They auto qualified to the Jack. That means they won 7 GCs. So you got to give it up to these guys. East Texas Smokers. That is Scotty and Anna Bryce. Hope they do well.
They put in a lot of effort this year and did really well. And they really put the dedication into getting the 7. So
absolutely. 4th place, Hideaway Ranch Cookers. That is Randall Kendrick. Also auto jacked.
He was, quick story. He was with us this weekend. He was in our little compound there with First Class and Reagan. And I asked him I said, hey, are you going to run that trailer through Blue Beacon before you show up at the Jack? He's like, you know what? He goes, I live 4 miles down a dirt road. I'm not washing my luck off. So he's going to show up with that trailer that is just covered in dust and good on him because I think he's going to do well.
3rd place, another auto jack qualifier. LC Barbecue. We all know Phil. I need to get my ass to cooking.
I talked to him this morning, and I told him not to run out of gas on the way there. He's been known to run out of diesel every now and then.
Vic, you were also a hard one to leave off. I promise you. I promise you. I had to yell at my kids to get the dog some water. You'll hear that bowl banging. That's what my dog's telling me. I need water. All right. In second place right now, current barbecue points or power rankings as according to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Slaps Barbecue, Joe Pierce. Guy's just killing it everywhere he goes. He is second right now in the KCBS point standing. But anytime this guy is on the grounds, look out for him. And never in history has anything ever happened at the Royal like this. QU won the Invitational Day 1 and the Open Day 2. So I had to put them right now in the number 1 spot in the power rankings, according to the So Smoking Gooder Show and all of my little sources. Thank you guys for chiming in. We're going to do this again in 1 month. I will ask again who you guys think are right now. This is kind of like I don't know. Again, things are going to change. People are going to drop off. People are going to come on. I think this is fun. It's something it just adds a little discussion for the show. I hope you guys appreciate this and don't take this too seriously. But there we are. That's what's going on right now. Those are the power rankings currently. So let's go over them one more time. In where are we at? 20th place, On Point Barbecue. 19th, Loaded Smoke. 18th, Kickin' Cajun. 17th, Barton. 16th, Amp Cookers. 15th, Flying G Barbecue. 14th, Pit Father Barbecue. 13th, Chicken Fried Barbecue. 12th, Team Chupacabra. 11th, Getting Basted. 10th, First Class Barbecue. 9th, Triple H Barbecue. 8th, Scooters Barbecue. 7th, Tiny E Barbecue. 6th, Uncle Pigs. Uncle Pigs, that's a funny name. 5th, East Texas Smokers. 4th, Hideaway Ranch Cookers. 3rd, LC Barbecue. 2 is Slaps. And 1 is QU. All right. What do you think of that list, Tim?
I think it's good. Like you said, every month it'll change and who's hot and who's hot. You can't stay on top all the time. Well, you hope to, but you don't always.
I will post that list so that everybody can see it and criticize. And I want to hear all the comments. Who did I omit? Who should have been on? Who got snubbed? Who should be on next week or next month? Anyway, I would love that.
Let me ask, what Bullhorn was on there or not on there?
I was not on there. I'm not going to put my name on there.
But
I'm doing this.
Is it a fair power ranking if you're not on there?
Do you think I should have been on there?
How many GCs have you had in CBA? You had one this weekend, right? You had a third up in the KCBS the other week.
This year. I have 6 this year. I'm
well, like you said though, in the past now, but you had one Saturday. So
I had one Saturday. I had one.
I would not leave yourself out.
I had one a couple weeks ago, but I got my ass handed to me.
Party of the year. Party of the year.
That doesn't count. Doesn't count. All
right.
So anyway, so that was fun. I think that's fun. It's a fun little thing that we're going to do here on the show every month. So go top 300. I might have a shot. Yeah, I believe it's
Kyle. I see Kyle there. He's from up here in North Texas. He put on a cook-off this year, first year in Paris. Did a really good job. He'll be is a great promoter, and he'll be down at McKinney this week to actually cook. So I'll see you this weekend, Kyle.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're getting close to the end of the show, but all your teams right there that are close in your point standings, I think the KCBS also ends November 30th. I know that CBA ends November 30th.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight contest, so I think I've planned out my next month or so, and I think I got 3, maybe 4 at the end. There's a double at the end of 18th and 19th. There's a double in Lake Jackson. So there's 2 right there. And I think I got 2 more lined up. I am not cooking this weekend in the CBA. But for those of you that are doing it, good luck. Tim, thank you very much for being on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for putting on thanks for putting on a little insight for what's going on with the Outlaw Barbecue Association, because we don't hear a lot of it. We don't hear a whole bunch of that.
we're growing, and it's a good organization and a lot of good people. We're seeing a lot more people that haven't cooked in a long time come back to cooking. So that's what we're about, is growing the sport.
Yes, Killeen is one of my dates. I will be in Killeen. That's at the end of this month. I will be at Killeen. So anyway, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you to Tiny E BBQ, Tim Esh, for coming on the show and being a guest and put in his co-host hat. Shout out to everybody that helped out this show with the list for the power rankings. We are going to continue to do that once a month. And if the polls ever come back, we will do that was fun. That was a lot of fun putting teams. That was a lot of fun. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap up the show. Next week, hopefully Case will be back, but we will be back next Wednesday. That's coming. That is for sure. So, all right. For Tim Esh, I'm Robert Rocha with Bullhorn Barbecue, and we will come back to you next week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye.